Hey everybody. As a mom of 2 kids, my days are filled with conversations about safety. Don't touch the hot stove. Look both ways before crossing the street. And are you really sure you know who the person is that you're playing with on Roblox? It's all about teaching them to spot things that feel just a little bit off. And it turns out that's exactly what we need to be doing in the world of payments. The fraud landscape is definitely overwhelming. I know I don't need to tell you that. And Nacha is asking us all to be a little bit more street smart with our transactions with their upcoming fraud monitoring rules. The rules of the game are shifting, and a key player in these new rules of engagement is the originator or the sender of the transaction. Let's dive into how financial institutions can help their originators adjust focus to move beyond just processing payments to having a more proactive, risk-based fraud architecture. So what's really changing? Starting in March of next year, new ACH rules are asking businesses or non-consumer originators that have ACH volume greater than 6 million to become that first line of defense against fraud. Think of it as a neighborhood watch party for the ACH network. Originators will now be responsible for having risk-based processes to spot payments that might be unauthorized or, as the rules say, made under false pretenses. The second phase takes effect in June of 2026 and brings in all other non-consumer ACH originators, your third-party senders, your third-party service providers to this watch party. And the onus isn't only on originators. A core responsibility of ODFIs is to help their originator clients understand, implement, and follow these new ACH rules. This isn't just a box that you can check off either. Originators now need tailored risk-based programs that fit their business. And while the rules don't specifically prescribe what should be included in the programs, I know we get that asked all the time, focusing on 2 common attack vectors like setting up new payees and changing existing bank account information is really a good place to start. Here are a few key areas for process integration. When you're about to pay a new vendor or an employee, make sure you conduct your due diligence before hitting send. Consider mandating a verification process that requires dual-factor authentication before the portal setup. And integrate pre-transaction account validation to verify that the account is real and that it belongs to the right person before that payment file is created. Second, and this is a big one, is when someone asks to change their bank account information. This is the number one way businesses get tricked. And my policy is very simple. An email is never enough. Never ever trust an email. For account change controls, you need to have a process to verify that change. Perhaps a phone call or reaching out to them than other way that they reached out to you to begin with. Enforce a segregation of duties where the person submitting the file is separate from the person approving that account change. Compliance with this rule requires more than an operations update. It really requires organization-wide alignment. So from an audit and compliance standpoint, you're going to want to work with your internal audit teams now to perform a comprehensive gap analysis. Document your control framework rigorously, as audit readiness is a critical outcome of risk-based monitoring. For payments, operations, and technology, strategically invest in technology now. This could range from sophisticated real-time monitoring and behavioral analytics for your high-volume portfolios to something a little bit more simpler and repeatable checks for your smaller clients. And focus on integrating controls that can flag unusual velocity, frequency, or geographic anomalies. For client relationship management, this is your competitive edge. Your relationship managers must be equipped to have consultative conversations about fraud prevention, shifting the perception of this rule from a burden to really being a benefit. Your business clients, especially those with smaller teams, really need your help and actionable resources. And I know what you're thinking, when am I going to have time to fit that in? Don't worry, to that end, we've created some resources to help you. Our new fraud monitoring rules for ACH originators Did You Know video on YouTube. It's a great place to start. It explains the new rule changes to originators in 5 minutes using easy to understand language. We also have a communications toolkit in the members only section of our knowledge community of our website. It's complete with light labeled newsletters, emails, social media content, and it includes images that you can use to help spread the word. If software is a problem, if it's too expensive, cost prohibitive for you or your clients, we have a free originator detection tool spreadsheet that is a resource to help you identify transaction anomalies, like sudden changes in average dollar amount or recipient count that might be an indication of fraud. At the end of the day, Nacha's fraud monitoring rules are all about protecting our businesses, our partners, and the entire ACH ecosystem. Proactive implementation driven by senior leadership is key to mitigating risk, ensuring audit compliance, and protecting client trust. And we're all on this together. If you need a hand, don't hesitate to reach out to us here at EPCOR. We're always happy to help. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there.